I thought I was cleaning crime scenes for the past 2 years. I just found out what I was actually doing. I've been working for 3 years in what I thought was a legitimate crime scene cleanup business, run by a man named James Foster. The team was just me, Leon Reese, and my partner Zane. Foster always insisted on keeping our operation small, claiming it meant bigger paychecks for us and less bureaucracy. I'd occasionally get uneasy vibes, but I enjoyed the freedom and the income. Our job was supposedly simple: sanitize spaces after a crime. We'd erase every drop of blood, every stain or smell, removing it so thoroughly that you'd never know anything happened there. The pay was excellent. For a broke college grad like me, it covered tuition and bills with money to spare. I never asked too many questions. That's how Foster wanted it. Red flags. One morning, Zane and I were assigned to clean a motel room after a robbery gone bad. Foster gave us the address, told us to dispose of a mattress and curtains, wipe up some spatter, and keep quiet. He always used the same hush-hush tone. I found it odd we never saw official investigators at these scenes. Usually, the cops should have been crawling all over them, right? But each time, we just show up, do our job, and leave. Another day, we got called to a house in the suburbs. A supposed break-in ended in a tragedy, or so Foster said. We replaced flooring, painted walls, and carried out a big, plastic-wrapped couch. No sign of police tape or upset neighbors. The hush around it all felt weird. Zane would sometimes give me a look as if to say, "This is messed up," but neither of us said a word. The interview. Everything changed when I applied for a job at the county coroner's office. I was trying to move on. Something about Foster's shady approach was eating at me. During the interview, the coroner, Dr. Halverson, asked about my background. I briefly mentioned cleaning up after gruesome events. She looked uneasy. She told me about a rash of missing person cases lately. Women who vanished, sometimes found lifeless days or weeks later. She joked I probably knew a few of those sites intimately, but I could only force a laugh and nod. The revelation. I returned to work the next day. Foster had a job lined up, an assault, he called it. By then, suspicion gnawed at me. While Zane and I hosed off a stained rug in the driveway, a neighbor approached, confused by our presence, asking if the homeowner was okay. We told her something vague about official cleaning. She looked concerned and went back inside. Minutes later, a police cruiser pulled up. A single officer stepped out, scanned the property. He asked who we were, and we explained. Then he radioed in about any recent assault on that street, or calls from that address. Dispatch came back negative. No calls, no reports, nothing. My stomach lurched. When I said the supposed victim's name, the officer didn't even have it on record. Zane and I exchanged glances, hearts pounding. Foster had given us a cleanup for a crime nobody reported. We tried calling Foster, no answer. We drove to his house, found it stripped clean, like he'd never lived there. Something snapped inside me. Over 3 years of cleanups, and I realized we'd possibly been covering up murders that the police never even knew about, thanks to Foster. Aftermath. Over the next few days, investigators flooded our place with questions. We gave them everything we had: addresses, logs, text messages from Foster. They told us not to leave town. Zane, who has a young daughter, was practically trembling at the thought we'd helped a serial killer hide his tracks. Then last night, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Well done, Leon. Thanks for your help. Good luck with your new career." No name, but I knew it was Foster. Every hair on my neck stood on end. He'd vanished without a trace, leaving Zane and me to live with the guilt. I'm just praying he doesn't decide we know too much, because if there's one thing I learned cleaning up all those scenes, it's that he never leaves a single clue behind.